Do you want more horror hour? Is every day Halloween? Are you tired of using seances and spirit boards to talk to the graveyard gang?
Oh, and you should join the Halloween Horror Hour Patreon. Different tiers are going to get you different things like movie watch-alongs with the group, early access to some of our episodes, new merchandise, and even perks at live events. Man, that sounds pretty great.
Yes. Your support not only helps us make more of the show, but is vital to sustaining the platform that gets you all of these independent short films. So join the Halloween Horror Hour Patreon today. We have such shorts to show you.
Congratulations to our 2024 Audience Choice Awards winners. Favorite short goes to Salty Sirens. Favorite kill to Wisteria. Favorite performance, Baby Cat from Cat Claw's Chaos. Favorite score, The Need. And favorite music video, Haunted Castle by Isaac Rother and the Phantoms. We hope you enjoy this winter holiday special.
Who's there? DZ, what is it?
Producer, I was your chiropractor in life, okay? I come with a warning. Tonight, you will be met by 3 spirits.
I must be sleeping. I didn't think you could talk.
It's not my time is my time is limited. 2 ghosts and another zombie. Okay? What's with the confusion?
Nothing but a bit of bad beef. That's what this is. I ate at Barlow's earlier. I have food poisoning.
Humbug, you need to listen. Hear me, please. I have limited amount of time. Tonight, you will be met by 3 spirits. Okay? Take what they need to say, take it to heart, because if you don't listen to them, you'll end up like me, if that's what you want. I just come here to warn you. Oh, humbug, you do what you want. I'm done.
You can't talk. That's just...
Producer, wake up and rise for your first lesson.
Hallow? You're the ghost of Christmas that was?
Actually, no, I'm the Halloween spirit, but I owed the ghost of Christmas past a few favors. He had something more important to take care of tonight. Someone far more evil than you.
Are they local?
No, we tried that one a couple of years ago and it didn't stick.
Okay, but Why me?
You're making us work on Christmas to produce this special. Now to the window to see your first lesson.
What is that? That's not any of my past Christmases.
No, it's an interview I did, but let's check it out. Fröhliche Krampusnacht and willkommen in to another interview with the ghost. My name is Hallow Ian, and I am joined today by a very special guest, Krampus. How are you, Krampus?
Guten Tag, mortal.
Oh, that's terrifying. You've traveled very far to visit us tonight, aren't you? Originally from the Austrian Alps.
I am. But we were way in the back. We only heard yodeling. But then I came here to this land. I crossed oceans of time for the thing that they called teriyaki chicken.
That is a worthwhile travel. So you've moved from one mountainous region to another, and you now reside in the place known as the 253.
Yes, the Pierce County area code.
Uh-huh. And are there more than one Krampus?
There is. There are multiple Krampus in the area. From over here in Seattle to all the way over in Bremerton, Krampus Seattle, and we have other roaming Krampus like Krampus Lilith and her Lady Krampus and a slew of others.
And you all do events around this wintry season and the solstice.
We do, and we have kind of dialed it back a little bit into the into October with events like Witches' Night Out.
What can you tell us about the history of the Krampus?
Well, a lot of the things that we now know today as Santa actually originate from Krampus culture, where depending upon what town you were in and what region specifically, people would dress up as the Krampus, and they would go from door to door asking the parents whether the children have been naughty or have been nice. And if they were nice, they would get things like tiny oranges and walnuts, which having citrus and walnut and protein through the cold, harsh winter months is important. And then the naughty kids would get coal, but that was also a good gift because you could put it in the fire and warm everyone in the house, because even the naughty children deserve to be warm and safe through the holidays.
That's wonderful. So when is the traditional Krampusnacht?
That would be December 5th.
So December 5th is Krampusnacht, and then St. Niklaus comes the next night,
Yes.
traditionally, and then it is the Christ child that comes on the 25th in the Germanic regions. Correct?
Yes.
Are there specific traditions that happen on Krampusnacht itself? Are there things besides the naughty children and the good children getting gifts and lumps of coal? Are there other things that Krampus does?
Well, we usually have a parade.
Yay!
Because everybody loves a parade. And we actually do one of these locally over here in Bremerton. And you can find more information for that on the Krampus America webpage or Krampus Bremerton's social medias pages.
Yes. So let's get right to brass tacks. How many children can you fit in that burlap sack?
You know, it has the same magic applied to it, the Santa, as far as putting presents in and presents out. So it's really infinite.
So it's like a bag of holding if you're
Yes, a bag of holding.
All right. Well, there you go, kids. Make sure that you're not naughty, because if you didn't notice, he's carrying around these switches. We've got these here. You get hit with these switches and put in that sack, and then taken back to Krampus's lair.
And did you know that the reason that we typically use birch is the same reason that they use birch in spas?
Oh.
For the holistic reasons. Because when you're beaten with a birch, it's beating the good into you.
See, Krampus is so friendly and jolly. Which I guess brings me to my next question. Have you ever met Santa Claus?
You know, we used to be real tight back in the day, but we've kind of drifted apart.
Is there a certain reason that you drifted apart with Santa?
You know, he really kind of stole my thunder during the Coca-Cola era. And then, you know, nobody really cared about Krampus anymore.
Yeah.
And then it was, oh, Santa this, Santa that.
What do you do with the children? Since, I mean, we're feeding good into them, we're bringing them gifts, whether they're naughty or nice, that have benefits for the family. What happens to the kids after they go into the sack?
You know, I would love to talk about that because we get such a bad rap. There was one Krampus, centuries ago, French Franc Krampus, that, you know, he had one too many schnapps one night and he ate a couple kids. And then ever since then, it's, oh, Krampus eats kids. If you really want to know, we worked out a deal with Bezos. And so for the really naughty kids, they get sent to the warehouse, and then they stuff all the boxes to go to the children's houses that are actually good.
Well, there you have it. Is there anything else you'd like to share with folks, Krampus, about your story and about the mythology of Krampus?
I would just like to say thank you to everyone that has come to support me and all the other fellow Krampus in our events around the Northwest. We really appreciate the love and support. So thank you. And thank you for having me on this show.
Absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure. And where can folks find you on, social media or with their scrying boards or any other magical means that they might be able to reach out to Krampus253?
Well, you can find me, Krampus253, on Facebook and Insta. And you can find the list of my Yuletide Beast Tour that's coming to a town near you.
Well, thank you so much. That's been another interview with the ghost.
Thank you very kindly.
Wow, that was fascinating. What was your takeaway?
What takeaway am I supposed to have?
I don't know, but I'm out of time. Good luck.
But.
Tonight on Seattle Scares, The Green Stranger. Written and performed by Joseph B. Wilkie.
Weeks had passed since old Humphrey Booster's heart transplant. For the billionaire, he had to get used to this new sense of vulnerability. Time almost ran out full stop for him just mere weeks ago. After all the strings he pulled to get atop the waiting list and grab a new heart, he had to enjoy what little time he had left. So here he was, Christmas Day at the head of a table, a power move to remind everyone who was really in charge. The seat to his left was forever empty, reserved for his late wife, Linda. Next to him, his son and biggest personal failure, Mort Booster. Unmarried and unkempt, part of Humphrey resented his wife for not bearing another child, one more deserving of his last name. But the guest of honor was one Dr. Kayla Marie, a surgeon that Humphrey not only owed his life to, but a couple $1 million. This Christmas was perfect. He was spending it with the only two people that really mattered to him. Then, without warning, a knock at the door. One so loud and sudden it jolted Humphrey back in his wheelchair in fright. "Stay put. I'll see who it is," the young surgeon said, scooting out of her seat. Humphrey's voice was too weak for him to speak up, to tell her to sit back down and never open the door for strangers. "How unexpected," Mort said, wheeling Humphrey to the living room. To Humphrey's surprise, standing in the doorway was a man in a Santa outfit. Dr. Kayla smiled. "Santa, hope you don't mind. We didn't leave out any milk or..." Kayla's head flew clean back off of her body. It landed upside down in Humphrey's lap with a sickening wet splat. A smile still etched onto her face and a single tear running down her right eye. Humphrey shrieked, throwing her head to the ground. her body still upright, spewing blood like a fountain from what was left of her neck. It hit the ceiling before pouring down around her. Laughing, the stranger walked inside, a bloody fire axe in his right hand. "Humphrey Booster, you old bastard, so we finally meet," he said, taking off his fake beard. The man's face was an unnatural pale green, his teeth the same color as rotted wood, and lifeless white eyes with faded pupils. "You got something that belongs to me. I want it back." He walked closer, dragging his feet against the floor, axe in hand. Mort reached into his jacket. "Stay back. We almost lost Father this year. I won't let you take him," he screamed, drawing his six-shooter from his breast pocket. "Put that down," Humphrey mumbled, strength coming back to his voice. Without warning, Mort fired off a shot. Humphrey closed his eyes in panic, covering his ears while the gun went off 2 more times. He opened them, expecting to see the maniac now face down next to what remained of Kayla. Instead, the stranger stood tall, smoke bellowing from his now ruined Santa jacket. "You missed," the stranger said, undoing the buckles and dropping the jacket down behind him. The man's stomach was missing, a gaping hole where flesh should be. His severed spine was visible, twisting in 2 different directions, covered in dried blood. Humphrey couldn't comprehend just what he was looking at. This wasn't some maniac in his house. This was an honest-to-God monster. 30 years I spent working at one of your shit factories, and this was all I got to show for it, the green stranger said, his voice a low hum, tongue clicking between words. "It can't be," Humphrey struggled to speak. "It is. Derek Duffy, 2-time Employee of the Month and the latest to die in one of your factories." "Please, just take whatever it is that you want and go," Humphrey pleaded. "Well, what I want is right here." Derek placed the axe over his chest, the stench of rot hitting Humphrey's nostrils. Mort cocked the gun one last time. Derek tossed the axe across the room, severing his arm clean off. The severed limb hit the ground, pistol still in closed grip, finger on the trigger. "Stay out of my way. This doesn't concern you. It's just between me and this bastard you call a father," Derek said, picking the axe off the ground. "If you'll excuse me, I'll take what's rightfully mine," he said. "Wait," Humphrey screamed, his voice above a whisper for the first time since the operation. "For God's sakes, it's Christmas. Come back tomorrow. You can do whatever you want with me then. Please let me have this moment with my son. Please." Derek lowered the axe. To Humphrey's shock, it looked like his plea worked. "Fine. 8 p.m. tomorrow. Sharp," he said, running his fingers across the axe blade. Humphrey closed his hands together in a prayer position, bowing his head to the monster in front of him. "Thank you so much," he said, genuine tears of joy running down his face. A day was more than enough time to get on the private jet and fly halfway across the world. Derek cackled to himself. "You think I believe that load of bullshit?" he grinned, swinging the axe directly into Humphrey's chest, knocking the wind right out of him. Humphrey fell onto his back, legs sticking straight up from the wheelchair. The pain didn't register until the 3rd blow, splitting his ribs wide open. Humphrey felt Derek's cold fingers dig inside his chest, ripping apart all the hard work Kayla and her team did to piece this old man back together. He felt the yank as his, well, really Derek's, heart was ripped from the cavity in his chest. He felt warm blood pour all over him, and everything went dark. Then he felt nothing.
Well, hello, I'm Count Gregula, and you're watching the Halloween Horror Hour on Scary TV, where TV was meant to be. For more information about me, check out Count Gregula's Crypt at count-gregula.com. We hope to scare you there.
You're just going to die. Did you get that?
Hello, fermented folks. We have pea, jelly, Clark.
All Makatsu.
We have Travis Baldry.
Today we have a really special guest, Leopoldo Gout.
Are you reeling it in and defending Clown?
I am. Earth doesn't even exist in Battlestar Galactica.
This show me heartburn. I was like, I loves it, I hates it.
It's called All Fluff.
Oh!
If you didn't know how I actually feel about The Mandalorian,
don't worry.
This is it right here.
Oh, Sam, it's you. I'm so glad to see you. I've been being haunted, and it's just...
Haunted is right, actually, producer. I am the ghost of Christmas that is. Come, I have images from this very night to show you.
What was that? That was just a music video.
Oh, it certainly was. And it was a very good one at that. But this brain does only have 1 day of life in it, so I'm gonna go look around and dig up something new.
But I haven't learned anything though.
Well, here's some advice. Maybe taking some life lessons from horror hosts about how you're supposed to be kind to people isn't the best idea. And with that, I'm off!
All right, girls, it's almost time for bed. Are you ready for a Christmas story?
It's not 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, is it?
Yeah, I'm so fudging tired of that dumb story. Ooh, everything's quiet except for Santa. We get it.
You should watch your language. You never know who's watching. Now, the story I have for you two is the tale of Grilla and the Yule Lads.
That sounds dumb.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Too bad. If you want any presents this year, you're going to sit there and listen. Our tale begins one winter night in a small mountain town in Iceland. A young boy by the name of Olafar was cleaning the dishes after his family's Christmas dinner. He was mad that his family had left him to do the dishes all alone. When he was almost done, his mother came into the kitchen. She was angry that they were still dirty and made him do them again. She left Olafar and his younger sister, Hekla, home alone to clean while she drove home Olafar's elderly grandmother. Olafar sneered as he looked back at the room full of dishes. He let out a sigh when suddenly he heard a... He looked around. No one in sight. He called out, "Hekla, was that you?" He heard the sound again, and suddenly his eyes met those of a strange man peering through his window. Olafar ran outside in a dash to confront the stranger. "Strange man," he called out, "was that you peeping through my window?" "Aye," replied the strange man. "'Twas me." This strange man wore old clothes, a red pointed hat, and a long white beard. He smiled a toothy smile. "Santa!" Olafar shouted excitedly. He invited the man inside.
Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
Yeah, what kind of idiot invites strangers into their house? Especially when their parents aren't home.
Well, maybe if you didn't interrupt the story, you'd know exactly what kind of an idiot. Did you think of that? No? All right. Well, now where were we? He invited the man inside and let him sit in the comfiest chair. It was then that Hekla entered. She was very confused.
"Big brother, who is this strange man in our living room?"
"Don't you know anything?" replied Olafar. "This is Santa Claus." Hekla didn't believe him.
"But it's only the 21st.
But Olafar wouldn't hear it and turned his nose up at his sister's protest. "Hekla, won't you get our guests some milk and cookies?" Not wanting to be rude, Hekla did as her brother said, returning with a big mug and plate full of gingerbread men. Hekla was a little shy, but offered them to the man. He looked incredibly grateful and smiled a big thank you at Hekla. But jealousy grew in Olafar. How dare his sister upstage him in front of Santa Claus? He had a plan, a naughty one indeed. He went behind her and patted her on the back, softly at first, but again with such force that she fell forward, smashing the plate underneath her and getting cuts all over her face. Hekla was so upset she ran to her room in tears, leaving her brother alone with the strange man.
"That wasn't very nice."
The man snickered. Olafar was shocked. Santa was laughing at his little prank. He thought it was funny. This was his chance to get on the nice list.
"Oh, you know little sisters. Sometimes you just have to put them in their place. Last week she wanted a piece of my chocolate, so I ate it all but the last one. And then I squished it with my shoe."
The man laughed and slapped his knee.
"Then one time I saw her running towards the stairs, so I put my foot out, and she tripped and fell all the way down."
The stranger roared with bellowing, big, hearty laughter that filled the room. Olafar couldn't believe it, but he was very proud of himself. The man, almost out of breath from laughing, finished his milk, and before he left, patted Olafar on the back and said,
"Little boy, my mother is going to love you."
As he said those last words, he grabbed Olafar's shoulder and dug his nails in, drawing blood. But before Olafar could react, the man had vanished.
That's definitely not Santa.
Nope, shouldn't have given him any cookies.
Don't interrupt me again. That night, the man's goodbye kept running through Olafar's head. That couldn't have been Santa. Since when does Santa have a mother? He tossed and turned, thinking about the night over and over in his head, unable to sleep. Then he heard something out his window. Thump, thump, thump. Booming sounds coming from the mountain. Olafar's room began to shake with each stomp. All his toys fell from the shelves, some with such force they shattered on the ground. Olafar jumped out from his covers and ran to the window. What could possibly be making that noise? It was then he saw her. The Grilla. She looked like a hideous old woman, hunchbacked and wearing only an old black robe that covered her greasy, stringy hair. She was 40 feet tall and had sharp white eyes, a bulbous nose, and face covered in festering pustules. By her side was a monstrous wolf with large, sharp teeth and patches of missing fur. What fur was left on the beast was badly matted, yet it shone with sticky red liquid in some places. They were both staring straight into Olafar's window with a hungry look in their eyes. He was frozen with fear and started to wet himself, but they continued towards him. The glass in his window shattered, the shards coming straight at him, cutting up every inch of his body, 10 times worse than what he had done to Hekla. He tried to run away, but Grila's giant hand reached through and grabbed him with such a tight grip that it felt like Olafar's head was going to pop off. He could barely breathe. She carried him out the window and back into the forest, along with her wolf. She dragged him back up the mountain where she had made a pot of boiling broth. When they got her home, Grilla realized Olafar was too fat to fit in her pot. First, she took out a large vegetable peeler and started to slowly cut ribbons of flesh off of Olafar's body to try and fit him into the pot. But he was still too big. Next, she took out her nutcracker and crushed his knees and elbows to try and make him fit. Even then, he was still too big for the pot. Finally, she took the now screaming Olafar by the broken leg and swung him onto her butcher's block with such force that the sound of his ribs breaking could be heard throughout the mountainside. Then she took out her cleaver. Olafar could tell what she was going to do next and struggled with all his might to get off that butcher's block, but every inch he moved his body was pure agony. It was then that a large whack came down. Grilla had cut off his leg. Then another whack, and another, and another. Grilla put aside her knife and let out a large sigh as she wiped the sweat from her brow, leaving blood in its place. She was now staring at a limbless Olafar, lying there, crying as his tears mixed with his own blood, which had now made a pool around his body. First she threw his arms into the pot, then his legs, then finally Olafar himself, head first. Olafar could feel his flesh burning, but he couldn't move, so he started to scream for help. But that only let the boiling broth fill his lungs, cooking them as he slowly drowned. His death was slow and painful. But the stew was delicious. Grilla served it at a Christmas feast for her, her wolf, and her 3 sons, the Yule lads. The strange man who knocked on Olafar's window ate his fill alongside his brothers and remembered the boy and his silly stories. He knew the naughty ones were always the tastiest. Now, are you two gonna be good kids this year? Good.
that makes sense. Oh, Spirit, are you the one to show me what is yet to come? Really? Last time I saw you, you stabbed me after talking my ear off on the phone, and now the silent treatment? No! Oh my god, Molly!
Hello, Tiffany. I ever so do apologize. See, there's been a bit of a mix-up. Your unpleasant visitor wasn't meant for you. They're around for the really naughty ones. There's a horrible little girl 3 houses down. Oh, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
Or however you celebrate the end of the year. Have a happy holiday and stay warm.
Bah humbug. There's only 10 more months until the next Halloween. Thank you for joining us for the Halloween Horror Hour Winter Holiday Special.
Thanks for watching the Halloween Horror Hour this year.